Good morning, everyone. This is Sid's Blue Sky Farm. As you see, we are set up for a little project. We have a tractor canopy, one that I bought online. I have low expectations, but we're going to try it. We're going to put it together. And I thought I would just bring you guys along with the video and we'll see how this goes. I'm going to fast forward through an awful lot of the video because knowing my mind, it's going to be a struggle. And I need to get going pretty fast here because I have bush hogging to do. I am behind. It's time for that first cut of the season. So let's get going. Let's roll this thing on and get to work putting a canopy together. This is what happens when you don't unpack all your pieces. The very first step I started with is this piece, which I left in the box. We're off to a great start. Step one is complete. Okay, so far it's taken 1 hour and 45 minutes to get to this point. I'm not sure this canopy is worth an hour and 45 minutes, but no one forced me to buy it. It is a cheap online canopy, plastic and metal, with not one word of written instruction other than part numbers. No connect this. Next step is it's just an absolute puzzle. But we're making progress. My very small ratchet that really I need to work with this thing is the ratchets. It's not broken, but it just doesn't work very well. It skips. So I'm having a really great time this morning. I truly wish I had had this YouTube channel when I was rebuilding a 1974 Chevy pickup right here in this garage. I parked this truck down in the shed and let the other truck live in here for about 6 months. There were some angry exchanges. There were some tools thrown out into that yard. I think the worst day I ever had working on a vehicle was the day I replaced the door hinges on this 1974 Chevy pickup. On the doors, one of the bolts, the main bolt that held the hinge against, the door frame, was behind a cover, behind a plate that you had to cut open, pry out, and put your socket on. It was, I don't know what engineer came up with that, but he should be really ashamed of himself for doing that. It was crazy. But we survived, and the truck looked good at the end of it, I think. It looked good enough to sell right away, so that was good. Yep, here's the same problem we had on the other side. Let me get my block of wood. The instructions don't mention anything about come up with your own block of wood because you can't do it without it. When this project is over, this ratchet, I'm going to take this ratchet and I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to bury it. I'm going to find a good safe spot. I'm going to dig a hole about 3 feet deep and I'm going to put this little ratchet in it because that's where it really deserves to be. Okay, enough complaining. Let's get on with the build. Get all my assortment of small wrenches out here. Now, we have the frame. Get my block of wood out of the way. We have the frame or the canopy shaped up. Let's go back to the instructions and see if we can figure out step next. This will bolt on back of the tractor and onto here is what I assume. That's really a separate, it's really a separate step. These bad boys have to go somewhere. And I'm assuming it's right there. So far, this build with all these different parts, nuts and bolts, has not called for a single washer. Not a washer. It just doesn't seem right, but maybe I just don't know the great engineering plan. How did that just work out? My advice as I get about midway of this project, if you want a canopy for your tractor, go buy one from a dealer. Go spend the $500 or $600 that it's going to cost instead of spending $200 on a piece of junk like this, because it's probably not worth it. It's just a real aggravation. Now, of course, if I've gotten these two pieces, if these two pieces are opposite side, I'll have to take them all the way back off, redo them, because they fit specifically here. And let's just go in and check that out. Boy, that does not look right. I really and truly wish there was some way this camera could give you this illustration here. That is really not very clear. And there, see, there's no words. There's no words anywhere that say, this is how this fits. It is a calamity. And the best thing we can do right now is just take a quick break, maybe sit down and examine these invisible instructions a little bit closer. It's either that or just kind of give up, throw the thing in the trash, but I'm not going to do that. We'll figure it out. Take a quick break and we'll come back and maybe show you a completed project. I don't know. Okay, we have reached our conclusion. This piece here, this frame, is not big enough to fit over my bar. Now, of course, the packaging says universal. I'm not smart enough to figure out how to make this thing work, but it's obvious to me that it does not fit in any configuration at all. So it would have to have some holes bored in it, and it's a lot more than I want to do right now. So we're going to call the tractor canopy a miserable and total failure. So we're just going to go start bush hogging without a canopy, like we've always done it. And It'll be fine. Maybe I can get my buddy Van out here. He's a real smart guy. Maybe he can figure out how to alter this thing or come up with a plan. But for now, I've had enough canopy installation to last me for weeks. Let's just move on and do something else. Let's go hook up the bush hog and get started. Okay, day one of bush hogging in the books. We'll be able to finish up the rest of the bush hogging tomorrow. It really has gotten down to the point where I can do it in 2 days without an awful lot of problems. So it was a good day. Tractor worked well. Bush hog is cutting very, very well. So for now, we're going to chill off for a little while. We're going to call this one a cut. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Sid's Blue Sky Farm. Today is going to be one of those get after it days. Got to finish up the bush hogging, get that completely off the list of things to do for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And we've got just a little bit more gardening to do. But today we're going to get really busy, and we're not going to spend an awful lot of time talking. We're going to get this whole thing rolling along right now. But before we do that, I got to show you one quick thing. Take a look at this found rose bush. This was out growing wild on the side of the road, and I decided to dig it up and try to keep it alive. Now, it's never bloomed until this year. I don't know what's causing it, but I really like this little plant. Maybe we can make it into a really nice prominent rose bush. Let's get the tractor fired up. I truly do like the way this place looks. after I hit it with a bush hog. There's just something about it being cleaned up. Even across the pond, we got that area cleaned up today. About 7.5 hours total over 2 days. Not terrible. Well, another bush hogging session is in the books. This 35-year-old Massey Ferguson just sips very little on the diesel, slings that bush hog around with no trouble, and it just does everything I want it to do. And it puts up with me not knowing what I'm doing most of the time when I'm driving it. It's a great old tractor, and we get a ton of utility out of it here. We use it for everything. It just keeps working. So after a couple days of bush hogging and a little bit of other mowing, we have also gotten the last remnants of the garden in, except for one thing. I'm having trouble locating that Japanese eggplant, the Ichiban. Looks like it's in high demand this year, but we'll keep looking. We got one row. We need about 6 or 7, maybe 8 plants, and we'll be finished except for corn. And I plan on doing none of that today. Riding this tractor makes me about half deaf and hot and tired. So we'll work on corn tomorrow. We'll put the sweet corn in if we can find enough time, but we're definitely going to knock out the field corn, only the little short 7 rows down there. So on this absolutely gorgeous, just spectacular day here at Blue Sky Farm, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week. Hope you enjoyed the video. That's a wrap. We are out of here. Take care.